Hello everybody. People have asked me why I haven't been online lately, so perhaps I should explain myself. First of all, the good news is you'll have seen my posts that the donkey that we had to do emergency surgery on is coming through, and we are very hopeful that she'll make it. And if that happens, I just again have to thank the whole team and our amazing vet for performing a very long and complicated operation under fairly primitive conditions, and his expertise is just beyond belief, and his commitment and his compassion was amazing. So we are so grateful. Simo and Ayub have gone down to Essaouira because the mule that was coming up with an injured leg, they weren't able to arrange transport, so they've had to go today. So today I've been a bit thrown, as I have for the last few days. We planned as much as we could how we were going to progress and work that needed doing. And of course, part of that was very much welcoming people back, because tourists were starting to come back. And I had planned on Wednesday to go to the UK very briefly, just to pick up 3 large suitcases of rugs for the animals, things like medicines that we could import easily that don't need a license, and of course bandages. So that was all planned, and we were all desperate. We'd all ordered a lot of stuff in the UK, and then we heard late last week that all flights to France had been banned, and of course I was going via Paris. So I then rebooked to go through Portugal. All seemed to be well, and I was to leave on Thursday. And then last night we heard an emergency decision that all flights into Morocco have been banned for 2 weeks. So the airlines are just stopping for 2 weeks. Of course, it's been said to me, well, you can still go out, but of course, planes aren't going to fly us out if they can't come in the first place. And then, of course, if I flew over and managed to get out, I certainly couldn't get back, and I couldn't leave the work here for more than 2 or 3 days. So we are all devastated here personally for our own particular needs. More importantly, devastated for the effect on tourism in Morocco, because as far as we all can see, it wipes out the hospitality industry over the busiest season. And thirdly, what a lot of people don't think about, but I'm very mindful of, there will be more poverty, more animals being abandoned, more work for us, and to be frank, less money coming in. So I suppose I make a plea. I never come on here and say, please donate. I hate that approach, because people just get very weary of it. And we have been so lucky that we've had such good support. And we really don't want any more from the people who support us. But I would say to those of you that are watching this who may have been coming to Morocco and had to cancel their holiday, perhaps consider a donation to us in lieu of. I know you may be very upset, very sorry. People have had to cancel weddings in Morocco. It goes on and on. And of course, we have now got provision under the Patreon scheme, and you can see that through my Instagram account, for people who could maybe just donate £1 a month, but a lot of people donating £1, it mounts up. And there's also a scheme called Teaming. We've enrolled in that, so if anybody wants to become one of our teamers, they can find that through Instagram as well, which of course does not take away from my loyal and faithful supporters who keep us going. And it is because of you that we have been able to rescue so many animals. We now have horses in wonderful condition. We have been able to save a life the night before last against all the odds. And you may say, well, 1 donkey in the scheme of things, isn't that important? But you know, it is. Because what happened on that night is the entire team came together, doing work they probably had never done before, working very closely with the vet. And it was so amazing for them to see and for them to feel that they had saved a life. And that goes beyond the refuge here. It goes on to how we view life in general, how we treat our fellow citizens, how we treat refugees, how we view the world in general. It's a huge learning experience for all of us. And although I am terribly upset and depressed because I can't travel to pick up my stuff in the UK this week, we just have to get on with it somehow and plod on. And we'll keep you up to date. Just before I go, a few people have asked me about Stephen. Do you remember Stephen who came down, who'd been laying on the ground for quite a few days, an injured back leg and very bad injuries on his side? We nursed him in an intensive care stable, and his wounds are healing, he's eating well, he's getting stronger, and we bring him up in a hoist each day, so he'll gradually start to use his legs again. We haven't been able to post a lot about him because a lot of other things have been going on, and I'm sure you understand that. So until next time, bye for now.